Good afternoon. My name is Tahir. I'm the host of our Realty Coffee Talk, our 52nd Global Connectivity Conference on Real Estate. And there are lots of things happening in the marketplace because of uncertainty happening in the global market. We're going to talk about a few things before I present. So I'm going to show my screen and talk about certain things that is affecting real estate. And then we go from there, and I'll do the local presentation based on what we have here. So let's go to the screen. And where is my document? Here is Word. So today's topic is about global turmoil and economic uncertainty that is significantly hurting the real estate business in several ways. So idea is to discuss these things and prepare our team. So one of the major impact is reduced demand and buyer hesitation. Economic instability, recession fears, inflation, job losses make buyer cautious. And high mortgage rates due to current central bank policies and reduced affordability. And these are the issues that affect because of what's going on in the marketplace. Economic certainty, particularly the global. Investor may hold off on purchases waiting for market stability. Second item is financing challenges. Banks tighten lending standards during crisis, making loan harder to get. This happens. Sometimes inflation goes up and the interest rates goes up as well. And banks are the one who are providing funding for whether you're a foreign buyer or you're a local buyer. It's very, very important that these things are affecting and how we're going to cope with this when we're dealing with buyers, particularly in foreign investors. Rising interest rates increase borrower costs, slow down transactions. So if cost of borrowing goes up, obviously our sale transactions has gone down, and you have noticed that 24 was really bad. 25 started. We have some reduction in interest rate in Canada, but for the last 2 months, the Bank of Canada holding on to the current rate. So this affects our real estate transactions. So as a real estate professional, we have to put food on the table. We have to work. We have to find ways and work very hard to make sure the client that we do have, we're able to provide them assistance in securing financing through lenders or bankers. The commercial real estate office retail suffers as business cut expansion plan. So when there is no demand for rental spaces, the investments slows down, and people who have planned to expand, they cut down their activities. As you noted, there are lots of transactions went through the online system, and a lot of office space was cut down. Amazon and other big retailers online, they are capturing all the business. The only thing they need is the warehouses to store them. So these are the effect of financial challenges that we are facing and how we're going to come up with it. Price volatility and declining values. You have noticed that you have processed some transaction most recently, either through the builders or directly. The prices have declined, and uncertainty leads to price correction and overheated market. There was tremendous hype going on, and property were selling, but all of a sudden it slowed down because interest rate went up. So economically, sale was less. And if there are multiple offers happening, it's going to slow down the process. And this is, you can see that there are lots of changes happening, and I'll share our market report with you in Toronto and in Canada, what's happening. So this is a fact of those volatility and declining value. The property there were 1 million 2 years ago, it may be 850 or 800 now. So it's because of heated market. It was overheated and slowed down now. And luxury and speculative market, that is vacation homes, sees sharper decline. People have affordability issues, so they're focused on putting the shelter on their family. Therefore, their focus is not vacation homes and luxury homes. Much of the Toronto luxury home area has not been affected. So this is very, very important to see what is happening in your part of the world. So you need to look at that. Distress sales, foreclosure, this happened in the United States, auction or power for sale. In Canada, we use power of sale, may rise further, depressing prices. There are houses, they are declining, people can afford it, and it comes to power of sale because the land owner or homeowner is not able to pay the mortgage or can afford it. So these are the things that we have to watch and pay attention to it. And are we really paying attention to it? And see how we can navigate through and help our client who are upgrading. There are opportunities. Some for some to sell it, some to upgrade, some maybe having a affordability issue they're selling in the marketplace where you have a buyer who's well financed and they have opportunity to sorry to buy the property. Now, supply chain and construction disruption. Geopolitically conflicts, the war, trade restriction disrupt material costs, steel, lumber, and that disrupt the production when you are building homes. And labor shortage or inflation can delay projects, increasing development costs. So if you delay a project, cost is going up, material cost is going up, so is the labor cost. So if those costs are costing more to the builders, development cost is going to increase, and eventually the consumer, the buyer, has to pay. So this is very, very important to pay attention to this and think about and prepare yourself when you are representing a client. The regional variation, some markets, stable economics, prime location, resist downturn, better because some high demand area, big city, Toronto, Vancouver, other areas, there is a high demand for that. So they may have good, stable economies. So you have to look at when you are serving your client in your jurisdiction where you are located. Sorry, how's are the market in your area? And you have to focus on area which are moving, whether you're buying and selling. So this is very important. And other emerging markets over leveraged cities face deeper crashes. So if you people have, and this happens is that some people buy investment properties and that they have the value, certain amount, and they have now declined because of what's happening in the marketplace. So there is a variation in terms of their equity has gone down because of value depreciation, and they over leverage. If your property is 1 million and you borrow 80% of that, 800,000, at the time when you bought for 1 million, or you own the property that's 1 million, now is appraised as a 800,000. So the bank will give you 80% of the 800,000, not the million. So you are losing money. You're over leveraged. So this is where you have to talk to your client to make sure they're not over leveraged and how they can help. And you have to look at, see which areas are those challenges. And remember that we are there to help. If we don't have any challenges, nobody will need us. So preparing yourself is very important, so you can go head on and assist your client. How real estate can adopt. Focus on affordable housing, always in demand. So where the people can afford a house, that is a high demand area. Always focus on those areas. Rental market stability, people may rent instead of buying it. So if you are not able to focus on buying, you can focus on renting the property, because there are people who can afford it. Instead of buying it, they are renting it. So you can afford either one, affordable housing or rental. And diversification. Industrial, logistic, and real estate may thrive if e-commerce grow. So you know that the e-commerce is growing because of digital transformation of real estate has really helped us to digitize and do everything remotely, online, and people will need warehouses. So focus on that side. And also government incentives, tax breaks, subsidies could help recovery. So the government is, for example, Government Ontario is offering, if you're buying a house, they are offering uh, a subsidy or for the HST rebate, GST HST rebate. So we look into that if somebody is buying a first-time buyer, and they don't have to pay GST HST. Depends on each individual and each province. So we have to talk about that. This is very important for you to remember. So I thought I shared with you. So the bottom line is real estate is cyclical, and which global uncertainty hurts short-term activity. And long-term demand, housing, commercial space, it tends to recover. Investor and business must stay flexible and monitor risk and adopt strategy. So this was something that I thought I will share with you because I've been doing this for a while. So I thought it's very important for you to know why it is important for you to do that. So this is now one of the presentation I did. So I'm going to do my regular presentation, which is starting from here. Slide. Start from the beginning. So this is our, sorry, consecutively 52nd Global Connectivity Conference. I have a little bit cough. I'm recovering from it. So, but I didn't stop because I thought it's very important for us to connect and do the presentation. So I'm going to take a very brief and show you. As you know, if you are the new person watching this program, the Global Realty Coffee Talk is to create connectivity to increase awareness, building consumer confidence in real estate, and promote good ethics and business practices. So the word being a CIPS, you are The word is in your hand. The global real estate professional network that I created is a powerful global connectivity network to get to know each other and build long-term relationship and facilitate business collaboration amongst its member. Global is my goal is to ignite the spirit of connectivity and cooperation with the global real estate professional network. We have more confidence because we are CIPS designee of NOD and we follow the highest professional standards. This is the area is Toronto Regional Real Estate Board that I am a member of that. And so I will share with you the area, the geographic area that I represent. So this is the most recent report that we got from Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. So they give you a sale report that we are minus 13.3% as compared to 24 to 25 May year over year summary. We are 14% more listing in 2024 to 2025. We have active listing 41.5% as compared to 24-25. You see that 21,880 we have last year, and we have now 30,964. So that is a buyer's market because there are too many properties are in the market for sale. So and this is very important for you to note that how this is happening in Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. So we have average price minus 4% as compared to what we have in 2024. And these are based on all transactions. 1,167,646 was last year. And this year we have 1,120,879. So you are saying approximately 47,000 down from the last year. And listed day on the market from 31% increase and property day on the market 44.4%. So it's taking longer to sell. So here is about, let me see, we'll go back. So detached homes, this is the May 25 pricing. We have 2,998 sales between 416 and 905 area. The average price was 1,425,264. As you can see, there is about $400,000 difference between 416 and 905. 416 is Central Toronto area, and 905 is Mississauga, Brampton, Oshawa, Milton, Oakville, other many areas. So this is a total sale, and we're going to talk about detached home. And this is what we always ask our potential consumers to make sure that you're dealing with a real estate a broker, and who can provide you specific information if you have hired a real estate professional. So we cannot provide opinion, advice, or service unless you are engaged with a real estate broker. So semi-detached, this is the public information that I'm sharing with you. They sold 617 units in May, and average price was 1,098,447 between the two, 416 and 905. And townhome they sold 1,071, and average price for 416 was 1,009,698, and 905 was 868,736, average 904,272. And condo unit, they were sold 1,482, higher sold as compared to detached home. And average price for
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
And the 416 is 709,905, whereas average price in 905 area is 672,771. So average is 683,417. It doesn't talk about the size, number of beds, whether it's a condominium, freehold, or parcel of tied land. These are average prices. I highly advise that you call my office 905-785-9923. And if you want the services, we'll be more than happy because TRESA requires now you either are engaged with a real estate brokerage to provide professional services or you are a self-represented party. And if you are a self-represented party, we cannot provide you any opinion, advice, or service. Only thing we can provide you basic information that we are sharing with you. Now, year-over-year change. This is very, very important to figure out. Detached home year-over-year change. So detached home, I would just go to the total minus 10.6%. In sale has reduced minus 10.6%. For detached home and semi-detached minus 0.3%, and townhome minus 9.8%, and minus 25.1% sale year-over-year change for condo. If you look at the prices, you can see from the screen 416,905, they're all negative in terms of average price year-over-year change. So we're just going to go to total. Detached home was minus 5.4%, and semi was minus 6.4%, and townhouse was minus 4.5% year-over-year change, and condo was minus 6.4%. So this will I give you a look at the information that we have. Average price in 2023 was 1,126,279 based on 65,884. And now in 24, our average price was 1,117,600 based on 67,610. We have made more sale, but our average price went down. And if you look at the 2025, in January we have, I'm going to round the figure, 1,040,000. In February, it moved to 1,086,000, which is about 46,000 jump. Then from February to March, it went to 1,092,000, which is only 6,000 increase from February to March. Then in April, it jumped to 1,007,000. So that will give us about 15,000 increase from March to April. And in May, it is 1,120,000. That give us another 13,000 increase month to month in 2025. So even though we are sharing the information about what was compared to 2024, we are sharing the new prices for the month of January, February, March, and April, and May. And obviously, we're very close to ending our June. So we should have a new report probably on 3rd or 4th of July, which I will share with our CIP partners. So this is nothing has changed. Sale forecasting from Canadian Real Estate Association remain the same. Canada, we are expected in 25 zero change, and 25, 26 they're talking about 2.9% projection forecasted. Sales activity. And Ontario, we are we are minus 4.2 projected for 25 sales. And they're saying 3.2% sale expected in 2026. So if you look at these for average price forecast, the Canadian Real Estate Association is projecting minus 0.3% across Canada and 1.2% for 2026, forecasting average price increase. In Ontario, we're expecting minus 0.9 in 25, almost a percent, and they are saying about 0.8% projection increase in 2026. So the information is part of my presentation, so you can see that. So we already have gone through this process. Please watch them. It's very, very important when you're buying and selling real estate or you want to learn from what we do here. More than happy to go through these slides. And we appreciate you joining us. And we have now 494 episodes on realtycoffeetalk.com or at YouTube, my YouTube channel, YouTube at the rate of Realty Coffee Talk. So please visit and subscribe. Content of this presentation is also will be shared. Thank you, and we're going to go back and if anyone has any questions. Hello, Joseph. How are you? Open the volume. How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm back from my travels. How are you?
I'm great. You know, just it seems like we have so many people now using AI. They don't want to personally meet, you know. It's kind of funny because the important thing is to connect with people and meet and discuss. I share small presentation about the challenges that we have because of wars and uncertainty in the global market is going to affect real estate and how we cope with that and what are the areas that we focus on. Did you get a chance to watch that or were you joined late?
No, I joined late. I was at the doctor.
Okay.
The doctor was working on me.
All right. Yeah. As you grow old, that happens, right? So anyway, you want to give us some update? It seems like that we don't have too many people. I have done my presentation, and so I want to hear from you.
Well,
Anything?
in the Chattanooga market, it slowed down.
Yeah.
We did build a lot of apartments. The occupancy rate is not increasing. So there's a little slack right now with new people coming in. So we've got more units available to rent than we had the last time I spoke with you. Housing is a little soft now. Starts are down. Subdivisions are still cropping up around Chattanooga and in Cleveland, but not in the volume that we had 2 years ago. Right now, as it relates to price, very competitive price relationships. Everybody's bargaining, everybody's trying to get a deal.
So how is it going to affect now? I understand some announcement, whether it's real or not, this immigration and people having, your visa or they are not
Right.
citizen. How is impacting the real estate market, people, and how is going to affect the buyer, foreign buyer now coming to USA to buy the property with the new immigration rules?
Well, I'm troubled by it, to be honest with you. I was talking to a university group just the other day about new students coming into their engineering school from foreign countries. So I am troubled by the lack of opportunity to immigrate or to provide research in the U.S. As it relates to working through that system, I think we will. I think there's a couple of opportunities to negotiate worker visas for worker allowances. I think there was, in our case, we have a lot of immigrants in our area. Um, we're not a farming area, but we're a construction area. So we've got an awful lot of people working manual labor in building and doing house renovation. Um, we do have some in the carpet industry south of us that are working. Right now, I would say it's a tight market. We're not able to grow as well as we were.
Yeah, I have my son is in Kansas Medical University. He will be going back in July in a week 10 days. We met the owner there to rent one of the room in the house. And so my concern is that is green card holder having a difficulty to leave the country, or foreign buyer, if they're not residents, they don't, do they have any challenge buying the property in the United States now with the uncertainty and clarity whether the foreigner who used to buy property are able to buy the property or not?
Well, that's true. Hold on a second. Yeah, Frank. Yeah. Okay, good. Did anybody show up?
So we're going to get feedback from Joseph as soon as he finishes with his conversation. The challenge is, are there any problem with the people who are going to buy the property in the United States and they're green card holder or foreigner who wants to invest property? So all those my CIPS partners who are listening, can you tell us and put a post on our Global Real Estate Professional Network? What impact will they have? So you're unmuted.
I'm
Oh,
back.
all right.
Sorry, doing a little maintenance work.
Okay. All right. Tell me. So I think that would be very important if you can tell us if foreigners who have do they have access to visa to enter the United States? And if they do buy property as a foreigner, how their investment is protected? Are they able to purchase as before? And if they're green card holder, they will buy the property and leave again. What are the implications for them?
I'm not sure I can answer all of those questions, but I would think I can get your answer. I think the mortgage companies or the lenders are challenged now. Or they're trying to weed through or determine the securitization of that loan if, in fact, the person is buying and occupying. Um, I think the risks are higher when a person cannot occupy the house. And I don't think the lender is interested in taking that risk right now.
Yeah.
So if they're forced to leave the country, it is a very difficult time then to be able to foreclose and obviously put it back into the stream. So I think we're up against the uncertainty of the person currently owning and the person that wants to own. I will get your answer. I've run into a fellow that just the other day that is working with the international market, and I'll try to get a clear answer for you.
Yeah,
but I
please.
think they're troubled right now.
Yeah, so I would appreciate if you can share that in our group or there so we can do something. It's really, and it's not only the buyer and seller, it's also affecting the ability of our real estate profession to put food on the table because it's hurting everybody one way or
There
another.
is.
And I know 2024 was really bad for me too, but 25 started very good. So, but I diversified it. I own real estate brokerage. I own mortgage brokerage, and also I'm a licensed builder. So I diversified it way ahead of time. So if somebody wants to build a custom home, I can build it. And provide 7-year warranty for that. If somebody needs financing, I can arrange financing, residential or commercial. So idea is when real estate is a little bit slow, you are able to work other area. So I wanted to hear from our fellow CIPS and global real estate professional, our member of our network, how they are coping up with these challenges that I identify in my presentation. I look forward to hear from them. So Joseph, can you give us a little update, and so we can just kind of close the program because it seemed like you and me are the only one.
Well, I will say in wrapping it up that I am challenged. The market is in a state of flux. I think if I could single out some opportunities that I see, the money that the people that have the money, have the reserves, are still buying luxury properties. We see some great market swings in that category in our area. I would suggest that people take a look at us for uh, not only the quality of life here, but the opportunity to buy very adequately sized properties less than 2 million. And so we're very competitive against the Canadian market in that regard, both size and amenities.
Yeah. Well, we have still a restriction here to sell single occupancy properties, and anything, I believe, 7 and up. If you are a permanent residence or work permit holder staying in Canada for 183 days or more can buy it. Unfortunately, we also have a 25% non-speculation tax that in certain areas, in particular in Ontario, that you have to pay. So I think we like to hear more from our fellow real estate professional, Leslie, and other friends, Ida, to tell us what's happening in their neck of the wood and also share your experience with us. And so it helps fellow CIPS global partner to improve and focus areas and achieve success. So I would really like to take this opportunity to thank you for your participation, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday in July. Is Thursday, last Thursday of each month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.